Okay, so my simple solution was basically I set up this rig with Mixamo, and as you see, I'll go back to the beginning. You see where it shows the Mixamo control rig. So I did all my adjustments, did my binding, went to animate, and I guess I'll go back to binding so that you can see the current skeletal placements. So, like, you see the standard foot, legs, the spinal, pelvic area, arms, fingers, and then the head. Well, my head, my mouth, I have no mouth bone because for whatever reason, the Mixamo rig does not allow for a jawbone. Uh, I was using the advanced biped, but the problem with that is it added a second bone in the arm, which really screwed things up with me for me in Unreal. So what I did after I got done, excuse me, after I got done placing my stuff, I went to animate, made sure everything works properly, if I can freaking do it. So I made sure everything moves like it's supposed to. And once I'm done with that, I undo. So the pose is pretty standard. And instead of adding joints to this skeleton, I actually export it first. So I export the FBX. So in this case, I'll just title it Freddy Krueger. As you'll see, I have Fred Head Test. That's the one I'm currently working on, but for the sake of this, I will just do Fred Head Test Vid. So I save it. Now it'll pop up. I can get out of here. Or actually, just close this out. I don't want to save it because this is one I've been working on. So save your old ones just so you have something to fall back on if needed. And then you go to see where now I have the video FBX. So I just take that, drag it in, hit OK, and everything's popped up. My skeleton is all set up and everything. So what I did was I just got rid of the camera. I don't need the camera. So now you see that my skeleton is here. So what I ended up doing is, since I wanted a jawbone, I went to character, joint, and now the joint is down at the bottom. So what I did is I took it, moved it where I need it to be. So in this case, I like to have the jaw to kind of have like an extension. So I had it kind of just about here initially. And what I do there is I find my bone joint hierarchy, and I want it to attach to the head. So I move the joint down to the head, and boom, now you can see the bone. So I'll just title this jaw bind, just to kind of, or sorry, jaw and then head, or jaw, sorry, just jaw, because I'm just trying to get it to match what's there. So now that that's there, I can do my extended jaw. So same thing, add character, joint, have to pull back because it's down by the feet again, move it up to where I want it, and I want it to be about here. So same deal. I want that, and now I have my jawbone. So I'll just say jaw end or something. So now I have a bone there. So when I go to mess with the bone, this is basically what happens. Or sorry, I need to do this one. I mean, right now, obviously there's no weight to the bone, so what I have to do is I have to go to the uh this I'm sorry, the Fong, double click so I can do weight painting. Now you can do auto weight. I don't personally suggest that because, like, for me, for example, if I do all auto weight, the finger knives actually get all jacked up. So I have to do it by hand, and depending on your character, you might have to go the tedious route and take every material, paint it however you need to. But you'll notice that as of right now, um, the head, it just goes from neck to head, and then there's no jaws. So what I had to do is I had to add those to the to here. Whoops. I don't know. I didn't have this problem before. Actually, no, this shouldn't be an issue. I take that back. So just add these. So now my jaws are here. And from here, you do your weight paint. So I have to double click again so I can actually paint. Now, obviously, there's not going to be any color because you have no jaw, or in this case, I have no jaw. So I basically got to start painting my jaw. Now, because I'm not going to go through the whole painting process because this can take freaking forever, I will go ahead and just do what I just did. And then to test it, obviously, I just click out and go back here so I can test the jaw. Sorry. I'm still very much learning this program, but now you can see that the bone is moving the jaw. Now, once you paint, obviously it'll paint the proper areas where you want it to flex, then it'll work. So, like for example, you have the bunny ears. So the once you paint the bunny ears to work with the bones you have put in, you should be good to go. Just to kind of show where I'm at. Actually, I don't even have to show where I'm at. So now that I've got this in here, I want to test it in another program. So I go to export FBX, same deal, uh, test vid. So I'm just gonna do that. So now I have that going on. So I'm gonna click. Once again, I'm not gonna save this because actually no, I can save this. No, I'm not gonna save this. But yeah, obviously save your stuff as you already know. Now I'm gonna test this in another program because I am working on stuff in Unreal, and I just want to make sure the weights held. So I take my stuff to Unreal, and it's just going to take a second. But once it's there, you'll see how it ended up working with the hierarchy and everything. So just be a moment. I think it's run a little bit slower than usual because I got the video recording, but that's fine as long as it's doing the job. So now my test video is right there. My test video FBX is right there. So once Unreal's loaded up, I can show you that it's working with the bone hierarchy or with the bones. All right, so just got to load my scene. This is my set for my videos. All right, so now I've got two Freddy tests, but luckily I can just use this one. This is one I used earlier to test it originally. So now I took the test video and I'm just gonna import the default stuff. Huh, interesting. I didn't have this problem before. All right, I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm going to just show a version that did work. Because this right here is the one I tested literally right before recording this video, and it worked just fine. I mean, this might be just a simple trial and error, but as you see, it's all importing and all that. These are just the endpoints. For whatever reason, the hierarchy is all weird and unreal. But anyway, so now to test my new added bone. Oh, this isn't my original. I'm sorry. Let me go get out of here. So I don't want any of this. Where is my... Oh, that's the one I did just for the video. I think this is the one. Huh. Force delete. Head test. Test. Hmm. I don't know. Did I delete? I didn't delete that. Oh, I did delete the FBX. Okay. So let me go into the newer video I had, or the newer setup. I mean, you'll pretty much see basically the same thing, just the hierarchy is a little different, but it's the same basic principle. So it's going to take a second. Yeah, I ended up deleting the other FBX because I didn't think I would need it. All right, let's get out of there. As you can see, I'm working on the weights on teeth right now. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to change all of this back to normal so that you can see how it works. So let me make everything visible. Show all. There we go. Okay, so you see the jawbone, all that stuff. Same deal. The skeletal system. I added the jawbone. I export the FBX. And I'm going to just do this because that's the original thing I wanted. So now I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to save it because I do want to work on the teeth some more. So I just want to go right back to it. Now the file is empty. So I take this, move it into Unreal. As soon as it's ready to accept it. All right, I just import it. I like to show this test because this just shows that it actually does work in another program. So same thing. Yeah, stupid little error message, which doesn't really matter in this case. So now, if you look at my skeleton, I have the jaw. So when I go to move it, it moves. I mean, yes, the weights are still kind of jacked up, so I got to work on that, but this just shows that it is rotating properly. So once you get yours in your program, or if you just stay in Cinema 40, then it'll work proper. So that should be it.